I love creating creative journaling spreads. If they involve Dutch doors or cutouts, count me in. Well, today I'm going to be trying my hand at doing that in a disc-bound planner. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are here for the first time, my name is Tracy, and on my channel I like to play with stickers and all kinds of fun things and basically just see what I can create in my journals and planners. I also do some functional planning as well, so if that sounds like something that you may be interested in, then definitely hit that subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. For all of my returning viewers, thank you so much for your continued support. And yes, you may be shocked by the fact that I have a disc-bound planner here, but guess what, guys? This is a planner that has been part of my lineup since day one. It just looked a lot different. In fact, it was bound. Yes, I took apart a perfectly good bound planner, my Hemlock and Oak daily planner, and put it on disc. I did film a video sharing that process with you. It was definitely like a learn with me video because it was my first time attempting that. But if you're curious of how I did that, then definitely check out that video. So the reason why I did it, just kind of in summary, was I wanted to be able to just kind of flip it open like this, because it takes a lot less real estate on my desk. And hopefully if I can open it to the actual day that it is, then I will come in here and remember to memory keep every single day, because that is the purpose of this particular planner. And it is something that is a top priority of mine, but it really didn't happen that much in the first quarter. So I'm just trying to find ways to maybe help it's become more of a routine as part of the second quarter. So yes, that is one of the reasons why I decided to do it. But in all honesty, I was also bored and curious, and I figured, hey, let's try this out. I will say it worked pretty well. Look at this. I mean, it definitely cut into a little bit of the hours and stuff, but for the most part, this looks like a perfectly good planner that you can just purchase right from the shop itself. But let's talk about today. Let's talk about today because I went over all of that in that one video. So I am actually going to be going on vacation in early April. And like I said, I want a really nice full planner. So obviously I could take the pages out and repurpose them, use them if I mess something up and, things like that. But no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do very minimal memory keeping for the days that I'm on vacation. And when I say very minimal memory keeping, I don't want a page a day. I'm just going to create boxes. So I'm thinking 1 to 2 boxes per page. You'll see, because, we're going to get creative here. So there's going to be a lot of stickers involved. But I have one box that'll be like day 1 of my vacation, another box that'll be day 2 of the vacation. I'm just going to do a short 1 to 2 lines of like the big high points of the day. And the reason why is because I'm going to be doing memory keeping in other books. That's how, like when I travel and stuff, memory keeping is just different, but I still want to capture it in here because like I said, I want this to be a complete story at the end of the second quarter, hopefully third and fourth quarter as well. So yes, with that said, because I don't need a lot of space, I figured let's try doing some kind of fun Dutch doors. So I did start whiting out some of the things here. Like I had predated some of these. These are some of the pages that I did not use. So I just whited out all of that, which is fine because the whiteout actually looks really fine on this Hemlock and Oak paper. It blends in really well. And we are going to do some cutouts using some of these washi tape stickers from the washi tape shop. So they sent me a bunch of this washi tape. Look at this. I didn't even know this was on the back. So it came in packs. So instead of sending complete rolls of washi tape, they are now sending some people, some content creators, these like loops to try out, which I'm actually perfectly fine with because after I use these a few times, I forget to use the rest. But these are going to be super fun to use. These are washi stickers. Washi stickers are a lot thinner than both transparent stickers and your matte white stickers, Plus, they blend so well into the page. They tend to be a little bit more pricier, but a lot more shops are turning to washi stickers. And all of these are Kiss Cut. So we had those, which these are Snowdrift. Now, because they sent me loops and not full rolls, I do not know the names of them. I will try to find them and link them down in the description box, because they also gave me a discount code, which I will pop up on the screen, and also have that information down in the description box as well. But we have some of these single florals. So I think they gave me a few loops each. And then we have this really cool like scene one. I have some more of this that I actually purchased myself previously. These are really pretty. These are like doodled florals. So pretty. I think that might be the loop. And then we have these blue and yellow ones with sunflowers. These can be used toward the fall, but they also can really be used anytime. Now, I believe the washi tape shop is based overseas. So it does take a little while to get to you, but their prices are very reasonable considering the quality of their stickers. This is not my first time using their stickers. Like I said, I have purchased stuff from them, and they have sent me some things before as well. Look how pretty this is. So I know how well their stickers are, their washi tapes and stickers. So yeah, I do highly, highly recommend them. And you know, if you can get a discount, even better. So yeah, all of that information will be down in the description box. So what are we going to do today? Okay, I think I want to use this strip. I only pulled one because I don't want to duplicate it. I'm actually going to be pulling inspiration from the washi tape shop, because they have really, really cool YouTube videos. I mean, not YouTube, Instagram reels, where they are doing some fun like interactive or Dutch door spreads and all kinds of fun like cutouts and stuff. So I'm completely going to copy from them. And I'm going to do, like I said, rectangles. And I'm going to do 2 pages. I think I might only cut out one though. So I'm not going to be going completely elaborate. But I think it's still going to be fun. Of course it's going to be fun. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I would just want one sticker here. So let's like actually go to the next page. I'm going to keep them on the disc, because that kind of helps me know where they're going to line up when they're on the disc, versus if I take them off. Plus, because I'm going to be working mostly on this side of the page right now, the disc should be fine and should not get in my way. Okay, so let's see something really quick. I'm curious to know. Now, this is a junior size. I think this is a junior size notebook, or it might be a little bit bigger than a junior size. But can we, oh my gosh, I have washi stuck to everything. Okay, so we can ignore that one. We get 38. So then the center is right there. Well, that doesn't help. Okay, so these do not line up exactly, because I want to do this into thirds is what I want to do. So if I did it into thirds, let me get a pencil out. It looks like, okay, so from here to maybe here, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half. Okay, I think that works. I think that's about right. Yep, okay. All right, so I kind of want this sort of even. So I'm gonna put stickers here, and then I'm gonna put stickers here. So and then we're gonna cut some things out so you can see it. So we're gonna start on this page, because this is where I'm gonna have 2 of the designs, I think. So this one will only have 1 functional box. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put it all the way up on the edge. All right. And we're just going to use, like, these are all like separately cut, but we're still going to use this. I'm wondering, where did I put my whiteout? I just had it. Did it like fall on the floor? That always happens to me. Does that happen to you when you're like planning and stuff? Everything just falls on the floor and then you spend like an hour trying to find it? Just me? Really? I don't believe that. Here's whiteout, isn't it? Or is this tape runner? I think this is whiteout too. We'll try this out. I haven't tried this out. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit brighter than the whiteout I was using, but it goes on pretty well. I got this from Amazon. The reason why I'm covering up the gray, I'm doing a really botched job here, is because like some of these clouds and stuff are like white. So you're just not going to see, you're going to see whatever's behind it. So I don't want you to be able to do that. So we're just going to add some of those. And then we're just going to add some of these. So like I said, I want to I don't want to skip a day because I'm on vacation. Like I don't want to have blank days and be like, oh, those are when I was on vacation. But like I said, I can just come back and do 1 or 2 lines about that day because I am going to be jotting down memories while I'm on vacation. I'm going to take like a little small notebook with me so I don't forget some things. I'm also hoping to like collect some quote unquote junk. So like we're going to Key West is one of the stops that we're going to. And, you know, I'm thinking like if we go somewhere, I might like, you know, maybe grab like a coaster or something like that. If they're like, you know, the ones you can take. Not like a full-on coaster, but like the little cardboard ones. So I can put it in my memory keeper and stuff. So I definitely want to like do a little bit of journaling so I'm not forgetting where that came from. So with that said, what I'll do is I'll just take that book and when I come home, just write like a couple of the highlights. All right, so I think I'm going to do the same thing and use this one down here. But like I said, you know, this one, even though I have other memory keepers, so I do have a travel specific memory keeper. But in addition to my travel specific memory keeper, I don't know, I have to say travel specific memory keeper. I also have a weekly memory keeper, which is also a hemlock and oak. It's a hemlock and oak horizontal. So I will be, you know, kind of also putting some things in there. That might be where I use some of the quote unquote junk that I might collect, but I might throw a photo or two to just kind of, you know, summarize the week. So I don't need to do as much in here, but I still, you know, as I flip through this at the end of the year, which like I said, hopefully it's full. It's a little crease right there. I want to like see everything that happened. And I feel like that will be fine to include for my vacation. Now I have another vacation coming up in toward the end of May. And that one's a little bit longer. And it's a little bit of it's a bigger vacation. The one I'm going on early April is a cruise. That's more of a relaxation cruise. Meaning, like I said, Key West was one of the stops. So it's not like a lot of stuff I'm going to be doing as far as like exploring or anything. And the reason why I'm saying that is because that's one of the reasons why there isn't going to be a lot of memory keeping that I need to do for this. But when I go to my other trip, and, you know, later in May, I don't know if I'm going to do this. We'll have to see how I'll do it here, how this turns out, to kind of see if that's something that I want to do in May as well. Maybe 1 line a day, or maybe I just do a couple of pages to summarize the entire trip. We'll see, we'll see. Okay. Oh, we have a butterfly too. I just wanted to try to extend this out a little bit. So that's why I did that. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to grab this again. And I started here, right? Okay, so the second line, where's my little pencil? 12 and a half. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a decoration in the middle. And then I'm going to be cutting out some of the area here and here. See? Very, very simple though, especially when you have these stickers that kind of give you like little small scenes that scream, hey, this will be perfect for a box. Okay, so this is gonna probably need to be cut a little bit. And I think, where do I want to cut? Do I want to cut the bottom or the top? Now what I need to do is figure out how much to cut out, because what I want is I want one box here for journaling, which this one's going to be coming in just a little bit. So I got to figure out how to do this. Maybe we'll do something over here that'll be decorative. So this one might be like a Dutch door, but I don't need to see the entire image. What I'm thinking is let's do what this little guy is. 5.5. Right there. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do is I'm going to cut right there. So that way you see the image behind, but obviously I don't want to cut the whole thing out because then I'm not going to have enough room, but I do want to see enough of the image behind it. So you kind of get like a cool Dutch door. I think we'll just go all the way down to the bottom. Okay. Yes. I like it. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing here. Okay. There we go. Cool. All right. So I wanted to keep this on here so that way I made sure to line it up. I do need to do a little bit of trimming. I have a gazillion pairs of scissors and they all need to be cleaned. This one actually doesn't look bad right now. Okay. I like it, y'all. So what I'm going to do here is let's grab my 08 micron because I want it to be kind of thick. Let's actually use a clear ruler so I can see what I'm doing. And I think we're just going to come pretty much all the way over, right? I mean, why not? Let's white out this. I want a quote here. So we have like spring. We have, I guess that is Chinese maybe. And blossom. I could do spring blossom. I could probably also use like another quote. So I might just use another quote. Okay, so we have that. Now when we flip it over here, I need a sticker here. And I like to do, I like the seams. The seams are kind of my thing. I'm liking the seams. All right, so we'll just kind of bump this right up against the edge. I'll trim off anything that we have to. Okay. And this will balance out the other side as well because it's like, you know, one, boom, boom, like that too. Now, what am I going to do over here? I don't know yet. I don't know. Okay. So what I did was it's right here that the journaling box was. So I can draw my box right here. Thought it was smudging, but it's just a washi sticker. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and now draw the rest of the boxes. Okay. So I'm thinking I go ahead and cut this. And I'm just laying the ruler right on top of the line. So that way, hopefully I'm cutting right above the line. And again, I'm doing this on disc. I could take this completely off the disc, but it's just, I'm keeping it on because I'm working on this side. Plus, I'm going to want it on disc to line everything up because I'm going to want to see how it looks when the pages are on the disc. Because I might have punched things a little, you know, off because this was a DIY book. Okay, so then we have that. And then I need something there. And then that's going to be it. I am excited. This is really cool. So I have to draw this. And I have to do over here. So now I just need something here. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a picture. So I don't have any more of them. So I could use some of these girls. I could probably, I don't know if these will look right. I mean, I might be able to bring in some of these flowers. They're not as bright and bold, but they still look really cute. And I still just need something there. Let's just go ahead and mimic this over here. The other thing is I have those, but I also have these. See what these look like? Now this page, I'm just decorating. So I'm not drawing any boxes on this page. Haha, that looks really cute. Okay, but is everything else gonna look like that? I'm gonna put all the other flowers on there. Like that flower looked great, but the other ones look great. Two different color palettes going on here. These are definitely more pastel. The main ones were a little bit more bright. We're gonna make it work. So there we go. And I can actually put something there. I would like maybe a butterfly or something. Maybe we can bring in some of the birds from one of the other ones. Okay, so that makes it look a lot more cohesive. This is turning out really, really cute, guys. Really, really cute. I've never done this before, so I'm really happy about this. Yeah, I like this. Okay, but this. Now, I could just kind of keep this going over here so this doesn't look so kind of out of place, because I think this looks fine here. So maybe I'll just put these flowers here. I mean, I don't really have much choice because I don't want to duplicate some of the other stickers, so I'm kind of out of room anyway. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw, but I'm going to draw a vertical box here just because we're going to have this across from it. And this is when I'm going to get into my regular journaling. That's not going to be vacation related. This one actually might not be either. I'm not sure yet. But we're just going to, let's do a couple of boxes and let's break it apart in the middle. So that way it doesn't like go flush with that. All right, so I just don't know what to do in those. I think I want quotes. As I could bring in some of these flowers. Where's the one I was using? Throughout the remainder of this setup process, I'm just going to be adding stickers outside the boxes. Yeah, so because, you know, I have those images that are inside of a box, I kind of had a blank space outside that I needed to figure out what to do with. So I'll just be adding some of those floral stickers to some of the blank spaces. I will also add some of the images of the ladies, as well as some quotes. The only thing I'm going to say is trust the process. Things look questionable in the early part of me adding these extra stickers, but I promise you it comes together in the end. At least I think so. I know that's going to be, you know, vary from person to person, but I think it does come together in the end. I add some things that really make it all come together. So yeah, I'm just going to let you kind of watch me finish things up, and then I will pop back in at the very end to do a final flip through. And I'm back, which you guys probably had no clue I left. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties, guys. My phone battery died. So I did a really quick charge. I have about like 23% right now on my phone. So we're going to do a quick flip because I did make some changes to the spread before I realized that the camera stopped rolling. So for some of the florals that I had outside the boxes, I had quotes on them. However, as I was kind of doing my final flip through to see if there was any more changes, I realized that the florals that were outside the boxes without quotes really looked a little out of place, because you had this like elaborate full box sticker here, and then you just had a random but pretty floral here, and it just like looked like should it have been one kind of design, what was going on here. So
I added quotes to them all. And I think it works really, really well. It definitely helps add some division. So yeah, I definitely like the way that looked. I will say that I didn't love the way it looked plain because it looked like it needed something. So I would have had to put something there, whether it been like a functional box sticker or something needed to be there. And I like the way this looks. All right, this is the page where major change happened. So this is all new stickers. These are all new stickers. That's what I should say. This used to be here. And the reason why I removed it was, there was two reasons actually. First of all, when this is laying here, you can see it's like full box sticker, full box sticker, full box sticker. Over here, we have like breathing room in these two. So you just don't have that much breathing room when you had this here because they were just full box stickers. And I didn't love the way that looked. The other reason is when I have this turned like this, that just did not look right. So I ended up removing this. Yes, thank goodness these are washi stickers. Definitely easier to remove. And I just pulled the same look that I had here and put it here. I added a quote because I felt like it needed something here. And I did pull in a few of the elements from the other washi stickers, the main ones that I use in the other areas. So I have a few cherry blossoms, the birds, and the clouds to kind of mesh the two together. And then because I had these florals here, I didn't want to add more of the florals outside the box. So I just added a quote and then I added some of the washi. This probably would have worked in these areas too. But again, this was one of the last changes that I made. Now I think this page is pretty much as it was. And then, like I said, the change made here was in relation to this. So I added a few more stickers. So I added like the end of one of these yellow florals so that way it looked like it extends onto this page. And I also added a portion of a yellow flower here so that one also extends, plus a bird, half a bird, so that way the bird can be fully seen when this page is closed. Here, this quote was down here, but I wanted it here so that way you can see it here. Because again, now that I have quotes in all of the void areas, that's what we'll call it, I guess, it needed a quote there just to kind of go ahead and, you know, give that same look throughout all of the pages. With that said, I did make a mistake by cutting this into a Dutch door. This would have been better if this part was still here. I could have added like this design here or done something like this right here. And I think it would have been fine, but I didn't need as many pages for this spread as I thought. These two pages are not going to be a continuation of my like vacation journaling or whatever. These are going to be for when I get back from vacation. So it's fine because I made this work. But this could have just been a regular page. But in the end, I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. This is my first time doing a design like this. This is my first time adding a lot of quotes to a page as well. And this is probably one of the only times I can do something like this in this particular planner, just because I want to be able to, you know, write a little bit more in depth the day to day in the future. But like I said, when it comes to vacation, this is not going with me when I come, you know, when I go on vacation. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the notes that I wrote while I was on my trip and then just come back and just write a highlight of the day in each of the boxes. That is the plan. Hopefully that works. We will see. Maybe if this works really well, I might do something similar one more time when I have my other vacation. If not, I might just not do anything when I'm on vacation, and then those will be pages that I can use some other time. But there we go, guys. That is my setup here for the week that I'm on vacation. Plus, it was a fun, I guess, Dutch door spread. I don't know what to call it. It feels like it's not a true Dutch door. It feels like it's just a few cutouts or whatever here. But yeah, I went a little fancy in my disc bound daily planner. So maybe this gave you some ideas, some inspiration, or maybe you just enjoy watching the process. Regardless, if you enjoyed this video, press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing to my channel, because I do like to try different things here on my channel. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch this video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.